Hi everyone, it's Alison here. I'm here to do a workshop for you today, which is called a directed bee drawing and painting with watercolours. I hope you've got your pack already and you've got your little area set up so that you've got something to protect your table. I've got some cardboard here underneath my work area. I guess a lot of people have dining tables that have also become workbenches and desks and art areas, which is definitely how mine's working. So in your pack, I haven't actually got the same pack as you because I was unable to get enough of the paint sets. I was really scraping to get 20 of them, and that's why it's taken me so long to get them together. So I'm going to be using my my own watercolor paint, and if you've got your own, feel at ease to use your own. I definitely won't be using that white. So yeah, just pan watercolors. Also, I've got my paper, which is the same as yours. You should have 2 containers with clean water in. That was on the little note to what you might need to get ready. I've got a lead pencil, which you should also have, and a black Sharpie, which you have in your pack. I've got some paper towel here as well that we will be using, and is good to have on standby anyway, for just in case there's any little spills or anything. So I'm hoping that everyone's got everything they need, but I'll just give you another minute to finally make sure that your area is all ready. I've got more paper towels here in case I'm a bit of a messy worker. And I'm going to take these down now because that's my work, and I want you to do your work. Now, I have already tested this with a 7-year-old young man who did his own bee drawing and painting. It didn't look like mine very much. It did look like a bee, but he did his background with beautiful butterflies and flowers, and he actually did his bee sitting on a flower. But how you do yours, I'm going to direct you in the things that you need to include and what items you should use out of your pack. Oh, you should also have some crayons. Yes, I do have some crayons. I nearly forgot. 4 crayons you should have, and I'll make sure I only have 4 as well. A reddy orangey colour, a greeny colour, maybe an orange, and a blue. That's purple. Whoops, blue. There you go. So I've got 4 crayons as well. And are we all ready to start? Okay, so we're going to start with our pencil and draw a tiny, well, not so tiny, about a heart in just below the middle of your paper. So look at your paper, I'm going to stand on this side, sorry, and find about the middle, and then just go down a little bit below the middle and draw a small heart. Now you're going to do this with your pencil, but I'm going to use the marker so that you can see it on the video, okay? Because the pencil doesn't pick up very well. So start just below the middle and do a little heart, something like that. Now, hearts are all different shapes and sizes, so you could do a long skinny heart that looks more like this. Do whatever type of heart you like. Just make sure it's big enough that you'll be able to paint inside it, so not too teeny tiny. Right, if you've done that with your pencil, that's great. So now the next thing we're going to do is do another little heart. No, we're not, sorry. Next thing, we're going to draw a circle for the body of your bee. Now, it might be a circle, or it could be an oval, or it could be an egg shape. It just needs to be whatever you would like for your body, okay? So when you're drawing that, you need to make sure you've got enough room on the sides to add your wings. So think about wing space and then draw a body around your heart. So I'm going to take that one off. So this is some of the shapes you might use. You might use a circle or an egg shape or whatever. Go for it, whatever shape, so long as you've got your heart in the middle somewhere. So remember, you're using your pencil so far. Hope we're all keeping up okay. Now we need to draw wings. These wings are two-part wings, so they're going to have a bit on the top and another wing on the bottom. So there's sort of 4 wings really, 2 on each side. So check out your body again, and I'm just going to go over my scribble, and I might draw a wing up here and a wing down here, and do something similar on this side. Oh, I might have to squash it a bit, that's all right. There we go. So your wings might be pointy, so you might have a pointy wing like this. But bees' wings are a bit more round. Just do what you feel is right for you. Right, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wings. And then we're going to draw a little wing inside our big wings. So we're going to just do another one in here. Like that. Big enough to paint inside. Okay? Good-o. Well, I'm a bit excited. I hope you're going to share your work with us here at iheartdardanup, because it's really great to see how everybody's beautiful art pieces turn out. So the next thing we're going to do is going to draw some eyes on the top of our body. Just eyes. I'm going to turn this one over. I'm going to get rid of this one now. Whoop. There we go. And I'm going to show you some different ways to do eyes, okay? So we start with a circle. So I'm going to do some different eyes. There's a circle, nice big one on the top of my body. And then this bit of the eye is the bit that gives your bee a bit of character. So you might have your bee eyes going in different directions, or you might have your bee eyes looking down, or maybe looking over here. So you draw those right on top of the body. So I go back to my body here, and I'm going to draw my eyes right up on top like this. Just one line. If you need to have a couple of goes at it, use an eraser just gently on your paper so you don't rub the surface of the paper off, just the pencil. Okay? And then you can put your other circles inside your big circles for the eyes. Right, so now, so far we've got a body, we've got wings, we've got eyes on the top, we've got a nice little heart in the middle, pumping away. And now we need a mouth. Oh, wonder what your bee is feeling. Is it in the garden on a sunny day with some flowers and finding some nice pollen? So let's have a look at what sort of mouth we might like. Going to make my bee body again with its heart in the middle, and the mouth will go right up here. The eyes. There you go. So I hope you're not going to do a mouth like this, or a mouth like this maybe. I don't know. Go for it. Put a nice mouth on there. And the last thing on it, look, two more things. Well, three if you want to be exact. We need two big antennas on the top that can go from in between his eyes right up to the top. Like that. You're going to have curly ones, or you can have ones that have a little squiggly bit on the top like that. Or you can make up your own. So now that we've got eyes and a mouth, and hopefully you've had time to do some nice big antennas, we need a bee sting. We need a little stinger coming out his bottom. Okay, so I did mine with a little arrow on the end, like that. That was just my way of doing it. That's just one option. You need to put a stinger on his bottom. That's what the room is for on down the bottom, once he's got his wings and his tail on. He needs that little tail with a stinger. So, how are we all going? Good? Well, when you finish doing that, we need to put some stripes on his body. Bees stripes. So to put two stripes on your bee, you need to make 4 lines, okay? So I'm going to do this slowly so you can see. Hopefully you can see on my body. I'm going to put my first line quite close to the bottom, going across there. Remember, you're doing this with your pencil and not pressing too hard, okay? So right down the bottom. Then I'm going to make fairly wide space in between, because don't forget we need to be able to paint in these spaces. So there's a nice wide space. That's 2 lines. We got 2 lines? Good. So now the next line is going to go closer to this last one. We're going to just make a little space. Now, if your heart's in the way, just do what I did and put the line either side of your heart. And the last line needs to be about the same width as this first stripe, because this is the second stripe going across there. So now we have 4 lines, 2 stripes. Okay. Now you have the job. If that's all done, you've got all your pencil right, you need to, now you pick up your Sharpie and you very carefully go over all those lines. Start with your heart, which is what you drew first. And if you're not happy, if you think, oh, I need to fix that a little bit, now's the time to do the fixing. Don't worry if you've got extra pencil lines. Once you've finished all your Sharpie, those lines are there for good. But if you've got extra pencil lines at the end, if you've got an eraser, you can rub them out. Now, all the pencils I gave you do have erasers on the end, but I'm not vouching for how well they work. You know how sometimes they just smudge and they don't actually rub out your pencil. So while you're doing your Sharpie drawing now and making it something really lovely to stand out, getting ready to start using our crayons, I am going to make sure I've got some kind of a resemblance of a bee to do the next step with you. So keep working with your markers, and I'm just going to be here. You won't hear me, but you need to have eyes down anyway. So I'll just finish off this one so that I can do the next step with you. Oh, it'd be nice if we had some music playing here, wouldn't it? I haven't my wings on. There we go. I've got that there. Okay, one little one there. There we go. Okay, how are you going, people? I don't know how long to give you. I don't want to rush you because I know that you're doing this carefully. On the little note that I put in, I said that you would need to bring your joy, patience, carefulness, mindfulness, and your confidence. Because the work you're doing, I'm sure you are doing it well. Art is one of those things where you don't really have to be the same as anyone else, because just like we're all individuals, our art is individual too. I'm sure yours will be amazing. When we get to put some colours on, you will see how much it comes to life. And you've got 12 colours on your paint that you'll be able to choose from, but there will be some colours I would like to choose for you, and that's just about the bee. And the only colours I would like you to use on your bee are yellow and black. But all the other colours are just up to you. So I hope that's okay with you, but this is a directed drawing. So that means that I'm giving you some directions, but I'm also letting you do it your own way. So I'm hoping that that's working out for you okay. I wonder what else you're getting up to in the holidays, and if you've been watching any more DVDs and Facebook Live posts from iHeartDardanup. Right, I'm going to go on now and hope that you've all done your Sharpie. Before you put your Sharpie down, one last thing that we can all do. On the eyeballs of your bee, put a little circle, little tiny circle in your smaller circle, just like that. I don't know, can you see that? And then colour in all the rest except for the circle in black with your Sharpie, just so there's a little highlight in his eye. It doesn't matter if you can't leave the highlight. Just colour the whole eye in if it's a bit difficult to get a little white spot on it. So there you go, I've got left little white spots on mine. Right, now we're going to our crayons. And this is where you have some choices. So the first things we're going to do with our crayons is put another heart inside our heart with a crayon. I'm going to choose my red one, but that's just because I'm a grown-up and sometimes I like to do the conventional things. You choose from the colours you've got which colour you'd like to put. So I'm just putting another little heart in there inside my heart. So, got that one done. Right, and maybe you could put a little bit of colour inside that little bit of wing. Don't colour it all in because what we're doing is we're going to do a bit of crayon resist. So this is making marks that when we paint over it, the marks will stand out, but we'll still have paper that holds paint. So I'm just going to put a little bit like inside my little wing with a few stripes on like that. I'm using orange. What colour are you using? Oh, there we go. So the paint can still get through. Now, we have the whole background. You won't have these messy bits in your background, but I have. Never mind. So you can put, and you use all or any of your crayons. You don't have to use them all. Some people like to put, make it look like there's sky at the top and garden at the bottom. Some people like it all to be sky. It doesn't really matter. Just put some patterns in. So they could be hearts or circles or swirls. Let me try like this. So you could put some of these in and some little tiny ones. Or you can put some flowers, maybe. Remember, we're just doing outlines, not big colouring in. Some people might like to put butterflies on, nice simple butterflies. So that means that you might just put 2 circles and 2 circles with a couple of things on. Simple, just simple stuff. Stripes, spot, hearts. You could put more little hearts on there. Use as many colours as you like. This is where we get to use our own inspiration to make a colourful background for our bee. Just some facts that you might like to know. A bee's favourite colour is blue. Who would have known? I thought it might be yellow or orange because that's the colour of pollen, but that's their second favourite, evidently. So that's a fact I'm new to knowing, that bees' favourite colour is blue. So that's why most of you should have some blue, at least one blue in your crayon pack. So go for it. All those colours should be getting scribbled on there anywhere. You don't have to fill it all up, remember? You just need to put a few things, but just do and enjoy. Some leaves, some different kinds, maybe leaves like this. Right, just leaves, leaves. Or you could put the lines in the leaves. Don't copy mine because I want to see your work, remember. I really don't like showing people this way because some people, if they're not quite confident, they don't, they like to do exactly what someone else is doing, which is okay in the beginning when you're just learning to grow some confidence. But this is why you needed to bring your confidence. You need to build up your own confidence, and I know that you'll come up with some amazing ideas of your own, which I'm hoping you'll get to share with us. So, how's it going? I've just got to get a paintbrush for the next lot. Oh, lucky they're just here. Here we go. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to talk about while you're doing your lovely background. I also put in the little preparation thing. If you've got your own paintbrushes, you might like to use one of those. The ones that come with the paints are okay to use if that's all you've got, but they're not, you know, if you've got one that's got a little bit more hair on it and it's a little bit longer, that would probably give you a slightly better result and hold a bit more water. Unfortunately, I couldn't include paintbrushes as well, other paintbrushes in your packs. But if you've had time to find one at home, that's great. So How are you going with your backgrounds? This is really awkward not having you with me, but sort of with me. I'll just keep going now. Hopefully you've had time to quickly put in some different scribbles. I might just put in a couple more. Why haven't I used blue a bit down here? I might just do some little spots like this. And what else will I do? Maybe another butterfly up here. And another flower over here. There we go. And I might put some lines down here. Sort of like grass maybe. And another leaf. Okay, now I'm sure yours is better than mine because I've sort of rushed it. So now we've got the paint to come, and this is another bit of directing I'm going to give you, which just hopefully means you will start to remember some of the ways that make watercolour painting, or any painting really, easier for you, so you can do things in an order. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the bee's body. So we could start with the heart, but it's better, I think, at this time because the heart's probably not going to be yellow. So we need to start with our yellow. So my yellow's here, and these are my paints. Now you might wonder, why did we have to have two water pots? Well, we need a clean water pot and we need a washing water pot for when we change colours. So designate one of your pots, which is going to be your washing pot and which is going to be your clean pot. So I've got two different ones, so I know, because otherwise I quite often dip in the wrong pot, but it doesn't really matter, but it's better if you don't. So this is going to be my washing pot and this is going to be my clean water pot. So I'm going to put some water on my brush in the clean water, and I'm going to just tap it onto my yellow. Now, I'm not sure how hard your paint palette paints are. Sometimes they will need a little bit more water, and sometimes they won't need too much. Don't scrub your paint, especially if you've got a nice soft brush. See how you go with that little one. You're probably going to have to reload a bit more often than I will. So a little bit of paint, get it in there on your yellow, right? And then just give it a try. So I'm going to be doing this up here. Hopefully it's not going to run everywhere. So we're going to start at the top. And we're just going to go, doesn't matter if you go over your Sharpie marks. Now, see, I'm going to dip again to get more paint, but I'm not dipping in my clean water because there's paint on my brush. I'm going to dip in my dirty water, just this time. Bit more paint. More paint you use, the darker the colour. So just paint in the top half of your bee, carefully go around your heart and try not to go over the lines. Don't stress if you go over the lines, but this is where you need your patience and you need to sort of go slowly and try and get control of your brush. It's a bit like holding a pencil, because we're doing it carefully. And I'm just going to get a little bit more paint and fill this in. There we go. I hope you're getting some colour off your paint pad. Now, I've done the top. I have to do this skinny little bit. We leave this stripe Remember, that's going to be the black stripe. We just got to get it in this skinny little bit. Another little dip, just if you need to. If there's still water on your yellow, you won't need to use much more. There we go, we're just going in there. In the little stripe between his black stripes, which we're going to paint later. And then we just need a little bit on the very bottom of him. There you go. There. Now we're going to do the wings, so we're still using yellow, okay? We're still using yellow, so we don't need to wash it all out. Just another little dip, not too much water in the yellow. And then we're going to do the same, very carefully around the outside. We're not going to do the middle bit of the wing, we're just doing the outside of the wing, okay? There you go. Another little dip. And the other side of the wings, carefully. If I'm going too fast, that doesn't mean you have to speed to keep up. You just go at the pace that you need to get a good job. There you go. There we go. Got some little white bits left there, but that's okay as well. Now when you're finished with the yellow, no more yellow on our bee, okay? We're not going to put any other yellow on our whole page, I don't think. Anyway, you might, but I don't, we'll see. I'm going to rinse that out now in my cleaning pot, wipe it on the edge, give it a tap on my paper, a little wipe on my paper. Look, no yellow came out, so it's clean. That's what you need to do. You wash in there, wipe on here, there's no yellow, it's clean and you're ready to go on for your next colour. So the next thing we're going to do is our heart. Now hopefully there's not too much water on your painting. So mine hasn't run at all. This paper is your paper that you're using will suck the water in, but you shouldn't have too much sort of still on there. It should dry quite quickly. So what I'm going to do now, I've done that, and I'm going on to the middle of the hearts here and these bits. And you can choose your colour for that. A hearty sort of colour maybe. It might be pink or purple or red, or I can't remember what colours you've got on. Oh, there it is. You have got a purple and a pink. Have you got a purple? Maybe you haven't got a purple. It could be blue. So choose a colour that you're going to do your heart with. Let's see, I'm going to do the red, because that's sort of the closest one to one that you've got there. So again, bit of water on there. Once you've dipped in there with your clean, you don't dip back in here. So there we go. Bit of red I'm using. If you're going to need water, you get it out of that pot. There you go. So I've got some red on my brush. You can probably see that. Now, I'm just going to go over my heart. See how you might not notice, but I've left a little bit of white, because if the yellow is still very wet and we touch it, you might have already found this out, with our red paintbrush, the red might run into your yellow. It doesn't really matter if it does, but it's preferable that it doesn't. So that's another reason we need to just be careful. So just putting the red, oh, need a little bit more, a little bit dip in the cleaning one, not in the clean water, a bit more red. You might be noticing how your crayon still standing out there quite nicely in your heart. Oops, see, I went over the edge a little bit there. Right, and now inside the wings, if you want to use a different colour, rinse your brush out in your washing pot, then in your clean pot, check that it's clean, more clean water and a new colour if you want to use a new colour. Maybe I will use the same red, but you can use a different colour. What colour did you put, what colour crayon you put in there might be a colour you might choose. And then we're doing the same, we're just being careful. Feel free to turn your paper around, so whichever is the easiest way for you. Left-handers, it's easier for you to go from left to right, right to left, sorry, so that we're not leaning on the paint we've already painted, and right-handed the other way. Because mine's up, I'm not resting my hand, but if you're on the table, that's the best way to do it. There we go. Carefully inside your little wings. I'm sure you're all doing a wonderful job. A little bit more water in my red. And the last one there. There we go. There we go. Now, rinsing in the dirty pot and wiping on the edge. Let's see, no red in there. That's good. Right, we're going to just give that a little rest for a minute. Just to let those colours dry a little bit. They don't take very long to dry if we haven't used too much water. So the next colour we're going to use is black. And black is sort of like a colour that doesn't mix nicely with other colours. So the colours that we've put on the bee now, and the colours, and the heart colours and the wing colour, they mix a bit. It's not terrible. It's not a big deal. But black mixing with the other colours won't be as pretty, if you want to put it that way. Sorry, boys, pretty. So when we use the black, we want to make sure we haven't got too much water on to make the paint too watery. So we're going to still have to dip, because we have to make sure we have to wet the paint to get the paint off. Then we're going into our black and just having a little bit of a rub there. Then we're going to our stripe. We're going to do the top stripe first, and we're just going to test, okay? So we're just going to put it on like that. It doesn't matter if it's see-through, so long as it's not runny, okay? Now mine's not running down, so that's not bad. So it needs to be able to, the paint needs to be able to come off your brush onto the paper, but not so watery that it's going to run. So let's see how you go with that. I know you're going to be careful, and I know that you're doing your best. There we go. Again, don't worry too much if you have got a few white spaces, and just be careful when you're trying to stay inside the lines. Whoop, there you go. you go. So it's not as black as the Sharpie washing in my washing pot. No black left in there, that's good. Right, how are you going? Got those black stripes done? Now comes the fun part. We get to paint the whole background. The whole background. Now, you could do it all in one colour, especially since you've got other colours on there already with your crayons. Or you could do half one colour and half the other colour. Try not to use too many colours. I'd say 1 or 2 colours is probably enough. But if you're one of those rainbow people, well, this is the time that you can go for it. And rainbows don't matter if the colours bleed, if you put the right colours next to each other. Remember that rainbow is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, which you don't have, so it'll just be green, blue. So see how you go. Now this is just up to you now. So the same thing though, and don't worry because your when you paint the background, some areas will be darker and some areas will be lighter. And I'll show you how to deal with that as we start doing it. Now we're going to start at the top and work our way down, okay? So I'm going to start with blue. So I'm going to start with my blue here. Bit of water on there. Oh, look at that. You can go to town here. You don't have to go slow until you come next to your bee. Bit more water. You're going to use more paint, so you're going to be a bit more dipping and painting. There you go. Remember, just go over the top of your crayons. Whoops, I'm using the wrong blue. Now, I'm getting close to my eyes. I need to be careful. I don't want to paint his eyes. All those bits up there. Go right to the edges. Oh, look. See how much darker this blue is? That must be because there's less water on there. So, once I get around here, I can just go back over with another little dip. I can put in this dip, in this one, whichever one, and go over that bit up there, and it will sort of even out the colour a little bit. There we go. Except mine's going to run if I do that, so yours won't if it's on the flat. Nice and flat. Again, the colour's a bit darker. That's what watercolour's about. You're really making it lighter or darker by how much water you use. Oh, see, I went a little bit over the edge there. So you can just keep going with that. I might use a bit of purple now. Purple can go next to blue fine. So I'm going to make sure my brush is properly clean because I'm changing colours and getting some. You don't have purple though, do you? You can go pink. Pink or red can go next to blue as well. There's blue and red make purple, don't they? Let's try this purple. Oh, a little bit on my bee there. How you going? Going okay? I wish you were here. I'm loving doing mine, even though it's, you know, everyone's watching. That's a bit scary. Dip, paint. There we go. Bit more water. Oh, I hope you're going, oh, when you see it coming on. Eh? Now we've gone past the B, we can just go for it again. Try not to rub your paintbrush over the same bits, the same piece of paper all the time, but don't keep scrubbing. We're painting with our bristles, not with our whole paintbrush. We don't want to flatten it out like that. We're just doing it nicely because the paper will start to break down and then it won't look nice. So we're just trying to, there you go, nearly done. Let's do 2 colours. My purple looks a bit pink, which isn't bad either. And up here, the blue and the purpley pink are mixed together. A little bit more along the bottom there. There we go. Wash your brush when you've finished. Another clean in the clean water. Good artist always cleans their brushes as soon as they've finished with them so that they're in good condition for the next time you want to use them. Well, can't wait to see what you've done, and I really hope that you've enjoyed your bee drawing painting exercise. I hope you have an amazing rest of the week for your school holidays, and I'd love to see your bees. If you want to post them in the comments or send them into iheartdardanup, that would be wonderful. Well, thank you very much for putting up with me, and see you next time, I hope not too far away. So it's bye from me. I'll see you later. Thanks.